I had to sit out a little bit and rehab my neck and do an injection or two in it just to try to get everything calmed down.
So no ill effects now? I mean, you've been out there banging?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great now. It feels real good.
Well, just in time, you're taking on Notre Dame, probably the two biggest defensive tackles I've seen you guys face this year by far.
Oh yeah, they're huge. They're definitely big guys, you know, NFL dudes, and they're going to be a lot to handle.
When you see those guys on film, I mean, you think of Lewis Nix and the other guy, and I think Starlo Tulele or someone like that. I mean, is that kind of the comparison?
Yeah, I mean, Nix is a little bit taller than Star was, and I think he's heavier than he was too. So, yeah, I mean, I could probably compare, because I played against him last year too, and I'd probably compare him to Star. I mean, they're great athletes and good players.
Are you excited for that challenge? It's like, man, I'm back. Oh, I have to play against this guy.
Oh, I'm so excited. Great time to be back. Got to prove something.
Do you have pretty much the same element that Terrence Aletto had?
I don't know exactly what he had, but I think his was more like, so mine, when I got hit in a certain position, I'd get a stinger for a second, and then it would kind of radiate in my neck and kind of stay there. I think his was purely stingers. So,
just as far as playing Notre Dame, just what do you remember from last year, and how's it going to be different this year?
Well, I mean, most of I think their entire defensive front is all returning, and man, they were a load last year, and they're going to be a load this year, you know, with more and more experience. And I'm just excited to compete. I think our offensive line has come a long, long way, and we're improving a lot. And I think it'll just be another test for us to see how much we can handle.
You only managed 2 touchdowns last year. I feel like this year's offense may be a little better equipped for what they're going to be facing.
Definitely. I think we're rolling a lot better and have a lot more momentum, and that we'll be able to do what we need to get done out there.
This is a team that went to the national championship last year, but your offense was one play away from actually beating them in South Bend. When you head back to play them again, does knowing that give the team extra confidence, knowing that maybe you could compete and come up with a victory this time around?
Oh yeah, I mean, we knew that we were competing in that game the entire time last year, and we all remember it, that we're here from last year, and it all, you know, is in the back of our head, and we want to prove that we should have won that game. And, you know, there's only one way to do it, and go out and play our hearts out on Saturday.
Yeah, the defense tackles obviously returned, but they're missing Manti Te'o, who played a big part of that defense last year. What have you seen from the middle of defense?
I mean, it's kind of hard to fill in the shoes of Manti Te'o, but they still have a good linebacking core, and, you know, they fill hard and make plays, and so, I mean, it's not going to be a lot different.
How tough was it staying home when the team was traveling to Wisconsin?
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, watching the game on TV, it was one of the worst things I could have experienced.
What was your status? I mean, was there uncertainty that you'd be able to come back, or did you know you'd be back eventually?
Yeah, I knew I'd be back eventually. It was just kind of you know, how it felt and how long it took to recover. And we never even talked about, you know, season ending or anything like that. And so, I mean, I was pretty confident that I was going to be back pretty quick.
Yeah, the team hasn't really seemed to put together a complete game on the road, with the possible exception of Utah State, which is a little bit different. But what does it take to maybe get the offense playing at the highest level, you know, as you guys go on the road, take that next step?
I mean, I think especially from an offensive line perspective, we just need to come out and be nasty and, you know, play how we are meant to play. And if we come out trying to, you know, feel it out and see if we're even going to be able to hang with these dudes, then, you know, it won't work out. And so I think we just need to come out with a chip on our shoulder, especially from losing to them last year, and, you know, just come out and ball. And that's all we can really do.
Having played there last year, do you feel more comfortable going there again? I mean, does the team overall, when you look at it, does the team overall feel that, hey, we can go in there, feel more confident, we feel more comfortable having been there before?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've had the experience of their stadium, and, you know, it's a really loud and, you know, hostile environment. And so I think, yeah, we are a little bit more prepared for how it's going to be and how loud it's going to be and how they play. And, I mean, it's still tough to go on the road no matter where you go. But I think we have a little bit better grasp on it from last year.
Yeah, they lost a slug match with Pitt last week, whereas with, the BYU kind of rolled over Idaho State. Talk about what you're expecting maybe in this game this time around.
Well, I mean, you always want to say that we're going to roll over them like we did Idaho State. But, I mean, I think it's going to be a slug match just like it was last year. And I think we're going to be fighting for every inch on that field. And, I mean, we want to come out with the W. That's all we really care about.